Journalists struggle to gain access to North Korea, and once inside, they're kept on a tight leash. During my recent visit, I was accompanied by a government minder almost throughout, and followed a rigid itinerary in and around the capital of Pyongyang, where conditions are far better than in most of the country and appear to be improving, helped by a recent boom in trade with China. Traffic lights recently appeared in Pyongyang, although the famous female traffic marshals remain, and the number of cars on the streets seemed higher than suggested by earlier reports. Vehicles included the domestic Pyonghwa brand and Japanese and German models, as well as a DHL van. There was an impressive amount of new construction, ranging from a children's hospital to a bank, and a huge museum commemorating the Korean War. And the government had splashed out on an international wrestling event, billed as an opportunity to improve relations with Japan and the US. But even in Pyongyang, there were ample signs of poverty. Elderly women shuffled down streets, bent double under huge loads, and a school group of children from the impoverished North Hamgyong province appeared far younger than their ages. While the country's agriculture is reportedly benefiting from increased quantities of tractors and fertilizer and modern production methods, on the outskirts of the capital, workers were ploughing fields by hand or with oxen. And in a city still festooned with propaganda slogans, there are no indications of greater political openness. The cult of personality around the ruling Kim family remains as strong as ever in Pyongyang. Images of the former leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il adorn every citizen's chest, the inside of subway carriages, and of course this central Kim Il-sung square. But the pictures of Marx and Lenin, which hung in this square for decades, have vanished. The removal of these European communist icons in 2012 may have been intended to focus attention more firmly on the Kims. But there are plenty of signs of an erosion of the communist model that ostensibly governs North Korea's economy. The Mundy water park, opened last year, charges adults 20,000 won for entrance, equivalent to $150 at the obsolete official exchange rate and $2.50 at the black market rate. This despite the fact that official state wages amount to only a few thousand won a month. The masses at the Mundy water park may have been admitted for the benefit of visiting journalists. But countless people in Pyongyang could be seen using mobile phones, all with North Korean brand names, albeit allegedly copied from Chinese handsets. They included touchscreen phones using Google's Android operating system, although without internet access. Retail prices for the phones started around $200. The Miriam Riding Club, opened with fanfare last year, was beautifully maintained, with huge screens showing performances by the Morenbong band, Pyongyang's answer to South Korea's wildly popular K-pop groups. Yet the club was empty of customers. Small wonder, perhaps, when a 30-minute ride cost 40,000 won, equivalent to a typical worker's annual wage. A visit to Pyongyang shows some clear signs of changes, from the growing number of cars on the streets to the smartphones in some people's hands. But for North Korea, still largely isolated from global trade and finance, and struggling to accommodate market mechanisms in its centrally planned economy, the challenges remain significant. Mundy, Financial Times, Pyongyang.